throughout the week was the games, because by the end of the week, everybody knew each other's names and they just had fun together.
My favorite activity was probably dodgeball, because I like getting people out and chucking balls.
My favorite activity was playing Gestapo for the after dinner game, because I like to go in the woods and it's fun to run around.
I like the pool and trail rides best because I really like swimming and diving, and I really like horses too.
My favorite activity was the confidence course. I like helping leading, but I had to learn to stand back and let someone else lead.
My favorite activity probably was the confidence course because it's all about the teamwork, and they're actually pretty hard to do these obstacles, but once you have a team, they're a lot of fun.
This week my favorite activity would have to be the BTR, the Breakfast Trail Ride, because not only was it fun, and I got to ride a horse named Bob, but I also got to eat the most delicious food ever, which is called a doughboy, and it's when you cook it over a fire and you can put a lot of stuff inside of it, like a wrap or a cup, and it's just delicious.
My favorite activity was the barn because you have a really special bond with the horses, and you have a lot of fun grooming and tacking and riding new styles. This is my first time riding English, so it's been a real fun experience for me.
My favorite activity this week was going to the barn and grooming the horses and braiding their manes and riding them.
This week I learned a lot when I was riding. I rode a Palomino named Skip, and he taught me a lot because when I was riding him at first, he was doing great, but then he wouldn't do something that I asked him to do, and I got really frustrated. And both of my instructors told me that it's kind of the way God is with us, and it's how we had to be with the horses. We had to wait for them, and we had to help train them, and God's waiting for us, and He doesn't care how long it takes, that He'll be there waiting for us whenever we're ready.
This week we learned a lot about Peter and how his failures made him stronger and weaker, and the chaplain was talking about how even someone that failed can make an impact on people, and Peter's a very good influence on that because he failed a lot in the Bible in denying Jesus, but Jesus still used him to change the lives of thousands and to tell the gospel to a lot of people.
This week the theme is Follow Me, which means we're following God. But I realize that we're not only following God, but God is following us, and He's helping us make decisions, and whatever happens, God always has a plan for us.
Throughout chapel, I learned even though we fall and we may mess up a lot, we do have to get back up, and as long as we do that and we know that we did wrong, Jesus will forgive us.
Camp has been really fun so far, and chapel has been very interesting. We have been talking about following Jesus and how to become a real Christian by denying yourself, taking up your cross, and following Jesus.
first came in, my bunkhouse, we were like really quiet with each other, and so we didn't really start talking until like the second day. We didn't talk with each other at lunch, it was really quiet, and we started getting like really used to each other, and we became really close friends. We're here for each other now, and we already made like plans to talk and stay in touch, and we learned what the value of friendship is.
I learned that people, even though they can be really silly and goofy, and they can be just like you, and you can trust them through your hard times in life, and they can just help you through whatever you need to go through.
Octoball was one of my favorite activities. It was really fun. Everyone seemed to really like it, and you made friends really easily. It was just a really fun game.
I learned this week that when you have sinned and when you feel like no one can help me or no one can just lift you up, that Jesus is always by your side.
I learned that you have a lot of failures in your life, but you can always get back up and Jesus is always by your side.